Ever since I pushed my Vivo Active a little bit too far last year in terms of the limits of what it was intended for, I've been on a search for something that provides what I missed from the Vivo Active 4, which is great battery life for tracking, such as all-day hiking and biking, built-in ABC features, a rugged construction for being less prone to impacts from outdoor activities, such as climbing and bouldering. I cannot understate how excited I am for covering this watch for the next months of replacing my Vivo Active 4 and look deeper into what it's capable of. Thanks a lot to GPS Trading for loaning this particular Instinct 2 for review. Head over to GPS Trading to see their store where you can get GPS watches such as the Instinct 2, Garmin Fenix 7 or many other GPS devices. The box of the Instinct 2 follows Garmin's usual minimal packing, but the box is actually smaller than the Vivo Active 4 was. One of the things I tried out was modifying the data fields of the trackings I use the most, both on trips and on a daily basis. Secondly, what I found exciting about the new Instinct 2 Solar version is that you have Garmin Pay on it. This is for the Solar version only though, so keep in mind if you're planning to get an Instinct 2 and use Garmin Pay, you can only use it on the Solar version. Ever since my bank supported my cards, it has almost completely taken over as my primary payment method. I am however interested in seeing how easy it is to type in the 4-digit PIN using the buttons rather than the touchscreen on the Vivo Active. I have heavily reduced the smartwatch features on my Vivo Active. I'm planning to do the exact same thing on the Instinct 2. Only calls and text via SMS comes through as a notification, and everything else is just a noise in a rather busy everyday life. As far as I can tell, touchscreen is the only major feature I'm missing when comparing the Instinct 2 with the Vivo Active 4. One feature some would consider a deal breaker also might be the lack of the offline music and apps such as Spotify. I've always had my phone nearby, so I don't think this is a feature I will miss that much. When I'm biking, I keep my phone in the bike pouch, and then I can always listen to music while biking. One thing I think I will have to get used to is a lack of a touchscreen. I've gotten used to the swiping features on the Vivo Active 4, and especially setting timers, alarms, and entering the PIN when using Garmin Pay makes things a lot more easier than just the 5-button input on the Instinct 2. My review of the Instinct 2 will be a part of a series of reviews of about 6 months of usage, and when done, I will sum it up in a full long-term review. One thing I'm quite pleasantly surprised about this particular white version is that the white is not pure white but more a light grey. This means that scuffs and marks will not be all that visible. Over the first period of about 3 weeks I've tested it, I've noticed that the grey layers on top seems like it has been a bit turned away from the general usage. One disclaimer is that the device I'm borrowing is used for a couple of months, but all in all this means that if you're getting the white version, the rubber band will get some visible tearing on its outer layer if you're using it for its intended outdoor purposes. Also, I'm really happy for the bump up in resolution over the previous Instinct, but it's still noticeable coming from a high resolution watch as well. In regards to stability, a few updates have made the device, as far as I've experienced, the watch going from some instability issues to none. The only time I experienced constant crashing and restart was when changing the amount of data fields on one of the biking activity profiles early on. And luckily Garmin gives you the option of changing this throughout the Garmin Connect app, so before a few updates came and fixed it, there was also a temporary solution for it. And by the way, because of the button-only layout, I find it quite more pleasant to modify the data fields on the Garmin Explore app. One of the features I'm going to look further into is how to load courses onto the watch and export them as well. Even though it doesn't have the resolution or screen size of the Fenix or Epix, having the ability to know where you are on a trail is a very useful feature in various cases. And all thanks to GPS Trading, I've got a lot faster into this thanks to its detailed 8-module course specifically tailor-made for the Instinct 2. Use the link in the description if you want to get a head start as well. In terms of how much I like it from an aesthetic point of view, I must say it goes both ways. Having a rugged body while doing outdoor activities, climbing, hiking, provides the confidence that this watch will do the job and it's really a workhorse in terms of usability and battery life, especially with its solar panel. On the contrary, it feels like a toy, more than a tool, and lacks the universal aesthetic appeal the Vivo Active 4 had, in my opinion. But don't get me wrong here, as this watch is targeted at people who are seriously into the outdoors and do not need a full maps experience of the Fenix or the aesthetics of many of the other Garmin watches out there. The Instinct 2 Solar is the tool that will get the job done. In the next video, I will take an in-depth look at how well it tracks biking, both road biking as well as indoors, and how the battery life has been so far. This will be a series of videos exploring the capabilities of the Instinct 2, so like, subscribe and click on the bell icon for further updates on this adventure. And I'll see you guys here in the next one.